Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our OUAZ Athletics Media Meet and Greet. I am Derek Diesner, the Sports Information Director here at OUAZ. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our president, Kevin Eichner.
Thanks, Derek. Morning, everybody. Great to have you here. This is an exciting time for Ottawa University, Arizona. We have been working hard, as you'll probably learn today, to get our new campus here launched. For those of you who don't know, we have been in the Valley of the Sun for 40 years. So we've been teaching adults that entire time, and this campus represents our first opportunity to expand to a new residential campus. It's, as I like to joke with our Board of Trustees, we open a new residential campus at Ottawa every 150 years, as we are 152 years old. We're very excited about our athletic program. It is an absolute cornerstone of our strategy here to open and get the kind of critical mass of students who are really participant students as opposed to those who just want to sit on the sideline and watch. And that's really kind of the DNA of the student body of Ottawa University, Arizona. That's what we're after here. So we're glad you're here. We're excited about what's happening. You're going to learn a lot more about the tremendous progress that has been made with our athletic program after just a few months of being in action. And with no further ado, I want to introduce our athletic director, an individual that we were really very fortunate to recruit. He is a prized person within the field of college athletics. He's won a couple of National Athletic Director of the Year awards. There aren't many people in the country that can say that at any level. And after working with him now for these several months to get this rolling, we certainly understand it. Would you please welcome Kevin Steele, our athletic director.
It is my privilege to be here today and to welcome the media. Thank you for being here on relatively short notice. Thank you, President Eichner, who is our 21st president of Ottawa University in 152 years, but the very first president for the Ottawa University, Arizona Surprise Campus. There are many firsts when you are the first. So this is a first. There will be a few more firsts. But this is all about people, and I want to introduce you to the leadership team right away. You have met President Kevin Eichner. We also have our provost here, Dennis Tyner. Dennis, if you would wave, thank you. Amy Hogan, our academic dean, thank you. Keith Johnson, our chief operating officer, thank you for being here. David Barnes, our executive VP, thank you for being here. And Brandon Fowler, taking care of the student experience on this inaugural campus and surprise. Thank you all for being here. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to the people who make this happen. I was hired January 1st and told that we wanted to start playing sports in August of 2017. Not just a few sports, we decided to start 21 of them. One of which will not compete, 20 of which will. One will be a redshirt year, and we'll discuss that further. But the first thing I had to do was find great people, and I was allowed to do that, and God has blessed our efforts. And I want to introduce you to the head coaching staff here of OUAZ in Surprise. I also want to introduce you to our administrative team. First of all, the person who makes most things run for us, our assistant AD for internal operations, Brittany Keller. Brittany comes with me from Mid-American Nazarene University, where she was in a similar capacity there, and I knew who I needed to have. On her heels, I probably should go ahead and introduce our women's soccer coach, who happens to be her husband, Skelly Keller. Welcome back to the Valley. Skelly is a Mesa product. And a Scottsdale Community College coach at one point when I stole him and took him back to Kansas for a little while, and now brought him with me to Arizona. Our cheer and dance coach, her first coaching gig, but she is no stranger to the field. She is actually an Arizona Cardinal cheerleader and was a Rams cheerleader, but it's Melanie Nemmerguth. Melanie, thanks. Just wave when you get the chance, folks. Our cross country and track and field head coach, again, is a person I have moved around the country with me a few times. His name is Wade Watkins. We first worked together at California Baptist University. Then I took him to Kansas, and he started programs at Cal Baptist and restarted a program in Kansas, and now is doing it again. He is a glutton for punishment, but he's doing a great job here at OUAZ. Let me interject, there are a couple of head coaches that weren't able to be here this morning. They're on the recruiting trail, and as you might expect, that's where most of these people have been for most of their time. First, our men's volleyball coach is Kyle Steele. He is the former women's volleyball coach at Oklahoma City University, a decorated coach, one who has won Coach of the Year, won his conference, was in the national tournament. He's going to do a great job here for us at OUAZ. And the other who is not here is our men's basketball coach, who was only hired less than a month ago. So he is definitely on the recruiting trail, and that's Matt Keeley. Matt is a decorated associate head coach from Mid-American Nazarene University, where he was under the auspices of a Hall of Famer, Rocky Lamar. Moving on to those that were here, we are extremely proud that the Lord has brought us a fantastic baseball coach. Tim Montez. Tim comes to us from Jacksonville University. Tim is a Southern California product where he played at Pepperdine, and he has coached more places than I can even say that I've been. And between us, we have covered the country, Tim. But it is a great privilege to have you here, and he and his staff are putting together a formidable baseball team here in this inaugural year. They have done a great job on the recruiting trail. Our softball coach is Lee Dobbins. Lee, straight out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and you don't have to talk to him very long before you recognize that fact. He is happy to be having orange as a part of his life again here at OUAZ as one of our colors. And we're excited to have him again, another person that I brought with me from Kansas. Men's and women's golf, Clayton Sikorsky. Clayton, one of the fine young coaches here, comes to us from Oklahoma Wesleyan University. He's already doing a great job, making great inroads in the golf community. They already know that OUAZ Spirit Athletics is here, and Spirit Golf will be formidable quickly. Our women's basketball coach, our most recent and last coaching hire of the year, we hope, Miley Carr. Miley Carr comes to us from Grand Canyon University, where he was the interim head coach here most recently. He is a local product also, came to us from Buckeye, Arizona, his entire life. He competed for Grand Canyon University as a player, went on and did some things professionally in Europe, but is now back from Grand Canyon and seeing the light at OUAZ. We're happy to have him here. Men's and women's tennis. Another Kansas product, but not from the same place. Most recently from Wichita State University, it's Brad Lauterbach. Brad is going to do a great job. He is well respected in the tennis community, in the tennis nation. You don't have to look very long at his resume and see the people that he has worked with to understand that we are privileged to have Brad here as our head tennis coach, and he is very excited to have this surprise tennis center to work with as his facility also, and we're thankful to the City of Surprise for how they have worked with us in all aspects of this venture. Our men's soccer coach, Matt Gow, looking for Matt, there he is. Matt Gow comes to us from the University of Pacific, where his staff was recognized as the Staff of the Year in the West Coast region in the National Soccer Coaches Association. He was also at, I'm going to remember this, Virginia Tech. He was a Hokie for a little while. Prior to that, he was a Pioneer at MNU. But Matt is one of the fine young coaches in America. You will be excited to see the brand of soccer he puts on the pitch. It will be an excellent time. Now for the only squad that will not be playing in this inaugural year and will have a redshirt year, it does not keep us from recruiting. And I heard yesterday him tell me, and I'm hesitant to say this number out loud because the president is here, But he told me at this point, at least in verbal commits, he has about 96 verbal commitments. Now we know that those don't all transpire and transition, but he's doing a great job on the recruiting trail. His name is Mike Nesbitt. Mike comes to us from West Texas A&M University. He was also the offensive coordinator prior to that at the University of Houston and at Stephen F. Austin. Mike and I came to know each other when we worked together years ago at Blinn College, where there is a national championship to our fame there, and did a great job there. But it's great to have Mike back on staff. He is a phenomenal football coach and a phenomenal man. Last but not least, and I should say that, our women's volleyball coach, Kristen Steele. Yes, you will notice the last name. She is my wife, that's why she is not the least, and certainly not the last in my life. Well, she's my last wife, I hope. Kristen comes to us from MNU, where she was the 5-time in a row conference champion, 5 times to the national tournament. She changed the program. We know that she knows what it takes to put together a good product, and I am privileged to have her along by my side and as my women's volleyball coach. At this time, it's a privilege for me to announce another first. On April 5th, we hosted a site visit from the NCCAA, the National Christian College Athletic Association. After a day of interviews and a day of meetings, the 2 individuals from that site visit went back, wrote their reports, and began a long series of 4 national voting projects. We are privileged to have the result of those votes and the reason that we are here today. It is my privilege, and I've got a little help in the back, that at this time that I can announce that we have been recognized and have been voted into being full members of the NCCAA in our inaugural fall season of 2017. I think that deserves a hand. If you want to go ahead and unveil that banner right now, Coach Dobbins, that would be great. The NCCAA has been around since 1968, and it's an association with 96 members across the U.S. and over 14,000 student athletes. The NCCAA views itself as the only mission-fit intercollegiate association for today's Christ-centered colleges. Full membership, what does that mean? Number one, it means we are accountable contest for all those that we can put on our schedule. That's important in the land of college athletics. It also means as full members, we will be able to compete for national championships in our very first year. I can't tell you how unusual that is, but that is how impressed the committee was with our people and our place. God has blessed us generously, and we are excited to compete in the NCCAA. I appreciate you being here today for this momentous occasion.